Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live Weather Authority coverage starts right now.
Well, hello, everybody. I hope you guys are all enjoying your Wednesday. There's a lot to talk about in the Weather Center. Yeah, we are quite busy out there as we are looking at what is now going to be our next winter storm moving into the region. We are going to see a good amount of snowfall accumulation, especially across western and southern parts of Maine. Of course, typically it's the north. However, the north will see lighter accumulations in respect down towards the south. So this is going to be an impactful event. We are going to see the snow develop, I think, anytime around 9 to 12 o'clock tonight. That is when the snow starts, and it'll move in from southwest to northeast. And eventually, I think the Thursday morning commute is when we are going to see that's when we are going to see the biggest impacts with this system. So if you have any, if you have to head out tomorrow morning, definitely want to give yourself some extra time. Make sure you have the coat, the hat, the boots, the gloves, all that kind of stuff as we are. Hold on, let me flip this. As we are going to see quite an impactful event for tomorrow. I think by tomorrow morning around 9 o'clock, we're already looking at several inches of snow across the state. Most of it will fall overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. So what do we got? We have a winter weather advisory up in the areas in purple. Actually, it looks like the York County has now been added to the winter storm warning, so I haven't yet updated that little arrow pointing down to York County. York County was in a winter weather advisory. They have since been upgraded to a winter storm warning, likely over the past half hour or so. Winter storm warning is up for all the areas in pink. This includes Portland, Freiburg, Sanford, Bangor, Augusta, Lewiston. All of these areas, we are going to see a very impactful storm as we head into the daytime tonight and into really the day tomorrow, but really the morning hours when we are going to see the heaviest of snowfall, and up towards areas, across the north, they'll see a little bit later, especially during the day. But then as we head into tomorrow, during the afternoon, you might look outside 12, 1, 2 o'clock and think it's nothing going on. There's nothing left. However, I think it's going to dry up a little bit for the afternoon tomorrow, but then another round is going to move in as we head into Thursday evening and Thursday night. So yeah, we have a lot to talk about. Let's first get bear with me for a second. My computer graphics system is having a little hard time. I'll get to some comments in the meantime. Hello to you, Susan. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're ready for some snow. Steven, always checking in. Hello to you. Hey, some snow in Connecticut too. That's pretty cool. Travis, how are you? Hope you're ready for some snow. And what time should I expect it to start in Leamington? I think most areas are, again, going to be anytime around, say, 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. That's when most of it will start falling across the state. Man, these graphics just don't want to work with me right now. All right, here we go. All right, so the temperatures right now, 30s to near 40 degrees. The sunshine was out throughout the morning. It was actually a really nice morning across the state. And then the clouds are moving in. They are moving in right now. We have some snow down to our south and west. That is going to start moving in 9 to 12 tonight. And overall, though, the afternoon wasn't so bad. The wind speeds, notice they're out of the north and west. Eventually, that northwest wind is going to bring in some cooler air as we head through the nighttime. Tonight, the winds right now sustained anywhere between about 5 to 15 gusts, a little bit higher than that. We have some gusts anywhere between, 20, 25 miles per hour right now. Mount Washington, I should say, gusting upwards of 52. So here we go with the impacts. Now, this is a very important graphic, of course, because it highlights what we're going to see as we head through this storm. So snow develops 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. tonight, and then we are going to see this become heavy quickly. I think by the time we get to 1 or 2 o'clock, if you're still awake, you're probably not. We're starting to look at heavy snow across the state, moderate to heavy through the morning hours, through about 9 or 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Once 9 or 10 o'clock comes, it's going to lighten up a little bit. The clouds will stay, but I do think we are going to see some scattered snow showers throughout the late morning and afternoon. And when you think that it is going to be done, I think at that point, that's when Thursday evening, Thursday night, another round of light to moderate snow will move in. But the bulk of this is going to be tomorrow morning. That is the biggest impact to travel, is your Thursday morning. So, if you can work from home, perfect. I can't. I'll be in actually tomorrow morning doing some live shots, so I'm excited for that. I always like being out in the snow, but if you can work from home, probably a better thing to do for the day tomorrow, because the roads are going to be, just a complete mess throughout the morning hours. And some areas down to the south are going to be looking at some sleet, mainly in York County, and areas point south over towards areas like Portsmouth. So there's several inches of snow on the ground by the time we get to tomorrow morning. And by what I mean by tomorrow morning, I'm talking about 9-10 o'clock. I would say 70% of the snow is already on the ground by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And so we are going to see several inches of snow. I think the bulk of it, I would say, on average, most areas by 9 or 10 o'clock tomorrow are already looking at 5 to 8 inches of snow. And then after that, that's when we are going to see just a couple more inches throughout the morning, afternoon, and especially by the time we get to Thursday evening and Thursday night. That's where the last 2-3 inches of snow will fall. So slows down Thursday afternoon with snow and sleet possible once again as we head into Thursday night. Satellite radar is completely dry, and you can actually see throughout the morning hours that, the clouds are starting to make their way in. And earlier this morning, we had sunshine here in Portland. Now the clouds are starting to move in. You can also see that we do have snow down to our south. So a lot of snow off towards Buffalo, areas like northeast Pennsylvania, over towards New York, Massachusetts, even parts of Connecticut looking at some light snow right now. So this is all going to move in over the next several hours, but I think the leading edge, it might show it over the radar, but we might actually not see the snow hit the ground for a little bit. That remains to be seen, of course, but I think that that'll be the case early. And then eventually we are going to see the snow start to fall across the region. But look how big this storm is. We have a very, very large storm system. I mean, if you think about it, this is, over towards parts of Wyoming and Montana. It's snowing associated with this storm system. And we have a very large area of low pressure. The main area of low pressure is just to the southwest of Chicago right now. But what's going to happen is a secondary low pressure is going to develop. And that area of low pressure is eventually going to make its way down to our south. So as that storm system moves down to the south, the area of low pressure behind it is eventually going to move in. And that's going to be our second system as we head into later on Thursday evening and Thursday night. So a very long duration event. Most storms are 20, 24 hours. This one I could see lasting upwards of 24 to 36 hours. Here's your planner for this evening and tonight. We'll see cloudy skies through the evening hours if you're not already cloudy. And then by the time we get to about 9 or 10 o'clock, snow showers start developing across the state. And then the heavier snow moves in after about 11 or 12 a.m. And then that is when we are going to see the moderate to heavy snow throughout the morning. I'm going to get to some of the comments in just a little bit. I kind of want to continue with this forecast first. So stick around till the end of this. Stick around to the end of this live stream, and I'll get into all your comments. Tonight, temperatures running in the teens for the most part. Snow developing, of course. Notice, though, one thing that is, I guess, in a good way is the wind. The wind is not going to be that much of a factor. Yeah, we'll see somewhat breezy conditions, but this is not going to be a blizzard. I mean, it hasn't even crossed my mind because the winds will not be strong. That doesn't mean we're not going to see moderate to heavy snow, of course, but we are going to see, considering how strong winds can get, of course, with these winter storms, especially the ones that ride up and along the coast, it's not going to be like that. I mean, the winds will be sustained 10, 15, 20 miles per hour. Not that big of a deal. To have blizzard criteria, you need 3 hours of reduced visibility, but also 3 hours in a row of wind gusts upwards of 35 or higher. So here's your planner for the day tomorrow. Notice the key words here: snow at 8 a.m. That means moderate to heavy, but then by the time we get to 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's generally just clouds with some scattered snow showers across the state. And, it's going to lighten up, but then eventually it will continue to pick back up throughout the evening hours. So here is your travel impacts with this storm. Thursday morning is going to be the worst. Thursday, during the morning hours through about 9-10 o'clock is when the heaviest of snow will fall. And as I mentioned, it will lighten up throughout the afternoon. I'm cautiously optimistic. Of course, it's not going to be great, but I'm cautiously optimistic that the evening commute might not be so bad. And I say that because I do think that areas will slow down in terms of snowfall as we head into the late morning and afternoon. So that gives a lot of time, of course, for the DOT crews to get out there, clean away some of that snow, clean off the roads. And then again, as we head into Thursday night, that's when things will start to pick back up a little bit, which is why I still have at least a moderate travel impact for Friday morning. But then the snow clears out 8-9 o'clock at the latest, and then it's going to clear out. Skies will be nice. So Friday afternoon, we are looking good. No real travel impacts for your day on Friday, but it's really just that Thursday morning commute tomorrow morning. So again, if you can work from home, I would recommend doing that. So there's that first area of low pressure that moves in as we head into the overnight hours into tomorrow morning. Notice the snow is already overspreading the state 1-2 o'clock in the morning. And then 10-11 o'clock, this computer model, it's a lower scale model, which, kind of shows you just like an idea of what could happen. The radar is not going to look like this is what it shows at 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to show a high resolution one, and that's the one you really want to, get an idea of what could happen on an hour-to-hour basis. But this one, I'm just showing you the landscape of what is going to happen with the first area of low pressure passing down to the south. And then here comes our second area of low pressure as we head into Thursday evening and Thursday night. Behind it, it does turn cold. We're talking wind chills on Friday night into Saturday morning, 10, 20, 25 below zero. So we'll be very cold as we head into Friday night. And that would be the lead story if it wasn't for this big storm. So here we go at 9 o'clock, light snow showers developing. And then look what happens around 11 or 12. That's when the heavy, steady snow begins to move in. But also notice it has a hard time, really has a hard time really trying to get up to the north, Bangor, Holton, Millinocket. And that's just due to some drier air that is going to try and work in up to the north and east. So that is going to impact at least, snow totals up towards areas like Millinocket, up towards areas like Holton, where they are going to see lower accumulations because you'll notice that it just doesn't want to make its way up there. Throughout the late morning hours, 5 o'clock, it's still probably cloudy up towards Holton and Millinocket, but we're looking at moderate to heavy snow. Portland, Augusta, Freiburg, Sanford, Portsmouth, you're going to be on that sleet line throughout the morning hours down towards the areas like Portsmouth. But 8 o'clock in the morning, still looking at moderate to heavy snowfall. By the time we get to 9 or 10, notice things start to lighten up a little bit. The darker blues go away, and you are going to see more in the way of snow shower activity throughout the afternoon on Thursday. But wait, here we go. 7 o'clock in the evening, another round is going to move in. This one will not be nearly as strong. I would say, again, 75 to even 80% of the snow is on the ground by tomorrow afternoon. And then the last 15, 20% moves in as we head into Thursday evening and Thursday night. And I think areas down to the south. Now, I want to highlight a couple areas. York County, even into the Portland area, I wouldn't be surprised, and I'll extend this. It shows snow, but I would not be surprised, especially the Thursday evening and Thursday night system where we get into a little bit of sleet. I think Portland is generally going to be snow, and especially north of Portland. This is pretty much a snowmaker. But I am cautiously optimistic that, down to the south, and I don't know if optimistic is the right word, but York County, you guys are right on the sleet line. If you're down towards York or you're in over towards Portsmouth, you might get into some sleet tomorrow morning through the day tomorrow. So that is something to keep an eye on, of course. And then by the time we get to the morning hours on Friday, things start to clear on out. And then notice we are dry. So Friday morning commute might not be the best just due to the leftover snow, but I don't think it's nearly as bad as what we are going to see Thursday. So here's our total accumulations. Haven't changed it throughout the day. I've gone with this same forecast, and you can see I'm going to continue to highlight a few spots. Portsmouth, down towards York County, you could be looking at some sleet halting totals. You might be on the higher end, 5, maybe even 6 inches. Sanford, now you're getting into areas like 5 to 9. And then Portland, and I want to highlight one specific spot, Freiburg. In this area, I think this area, if you're over towards here, I'm sorry, I don't know too many towns. Actually, let me pull it up because I want to highlight a couple towns, areas like Limerick over towards Cornish and Freiburg. I think that area has the best chance for the 12-inch amounts. I mean, you could even see a little bit higher in some spots. Not every single person, every single town in this 8 to 12 will see 8 to 12. Some will see a little bit higher. And of course, some places may even see a little bit lower, but most of the area in the 8 to 12 will see 8 to 12 inches. So that is something, that is definitely going to cause problems as we head into tomorrow morning. So here's the forecast for tonight. Snow develops, and then we are going to see it continue through the morning hours on Thursday, and then notice it lightens up a little bit through the afternoon. And then by the time we get to, again, Thursday evening and Thursday night, that's when we are going to see another round of light snow and even some sleet as well. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. A weather-worn day up for the day on Thursday. Snow develops tonight, and then tomorrow this is mainly a snow event, but I do think there could be a little bit of sleet, especially down towards the coast, areas south of Portland especially. And then this continues into early on Friday. Most of this is going to clear on out of here very early to where pretty much all of the day is looking good. And then, then we're going to be talking about the cold air as we head into Friday evening and Friday night. I wish I had shown you guys a wind chill graphic, but for the most part, -10 to -25. I wouldn't even doubt if a couple wind chill advisories were posted. I don't think we can meet the criteria for wind chill warnings, but I do think we could absolutely reach the criteria for a little bit of, wind chill advisory is just the fact that we could be looking at wind chills anywhere between 10 to 25 degrees below zero Friday night into Saturday. Very cold for the day Saturday, mostly cloudy. And then another system is possible as we head into later on Saturday evening and into Saturday night. This is just going to be in the form of some snow showers. So for the most part, we are not going to see much in the way of accumulation, but I wouldn't doubt if we have to put a map out that shows a coating to 1, maybe 2 inches of snow. So that is something to keep an eye on. Then another system possible as we head into Monday evening and into the day on Tuesday. So lots to talk about over the next couple days, of course. And we'll be along every step of the ride with you guys to continue to update you. I want to show the map while I get to some of your guys' questions. All right. Travis, I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good too. I hope you're ready for some snow. York, Bruce, how much in York, Maine? You guys, I'm thinking more along the lines of like a 3 to 6, like 4 to 8. I just think you could get into some sleet as we head into Thursday morning through the day on Thursday. It's going to be very close over towards areas like York. And, we'll continue to watch that, monitor that as well. But I think down towards areas in York County could definitely see some sleet. Is this going to be heart attack snow? Depends on where you are. I think areas down towards York where some sleet is possible, and then it's just more of a pasty wet snow. That's where we could be looking at a heavier snowfall in terms of, how like physically heavy it is, not how much. That it could be a little bit harder to shovel down towards areas like York, especially along the coastline. But if you are in areas, Portland, especially north of Portland, away from the water, this is not going to be heart attack snow. It's going to be a fluffier snow, which is good news, and just very higher ratio snow that's going to quickly add up. And, so that's some good news. It'll be good snow to snow blow. It'll go right out. Sometimes when it's just so wet and heavy, you just have, just falls right out of the snow blower and doesn't want to actually go out. So for the most part, it does not look like heart attack snow. So that is some good news. Cousin lives in Lewiston, Maine. Well, tell your cousin you're probably looking at 8 to 12 inches of snow. And again, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go through and I'm just going to. I want to give you guys accurate representations of what you're thinking or what I'm thinking. And Sydney, I would say Barbie in Sydney, you're talking 8 to 12 inches. Maybe 9 to 10 or 11 in that range. So, yeah, definitely going to be an impactful storm, that's for sure. Bring it. That's what I'm saying, Carolyn. That's exactly how I feel. Marie, hello. I hope you're doing good. Hope you're enjoying Connecticut. A little bit of rain and even wintry mix down there. All right, Here we go. Now that I'm retired, I don't have to worry about being out there. Stay safe, everyone. That's right, Susan. Good advice, that's for sure. And yeah, this, Marie, you're funny because Connecticut has just seen very, very little. All right, this is a great question. Power outages. The wind is not going to be that strong. And I think there's two things that I want to mention about power outages. It's not going to be a widespread, like humongous, extreme impact because the winds won't be very strong. But also, it depends on where you are too. I think where the snow is fluffier and the winds aren't that strong, you're going to see very little power outages. But where it could be a little bit heavier, down towards, York County areas like that, you might see some. But I don't see this as a major power outage event, which is good. Of course, it's good. And that's just simply because the winds won't be that strong, and also the snow isn't going to be that heart attack snow that somebody was just mentioning. So I think that there will be some outages, but this is not going to be a widespread, significant impact. So that is some good news. All right, let me continue down this road. Miss you too, Marie. Hope you're doing good. And how about Wyndham? All right, let's go to Wyndham. All right, so Wyndham, you're probably, I would say, you're on the verge of that 8 to 12. I don't know why I didn't play this out. Sorry about that. You're probably looking at 8 to 12 in Wyndham. So definitely a high impact event there. And, it's going to be out of here. Most of it will be gone as we head into tomorrow morning. So that is good news. And it'll just be lighter through the afternoon and evening tomorrow. So just plan for it. If you have to head out, give yourself some extra time to clean off the car and everything like that. And then also another question up towards, here we go, Bridgeton. So Bridgeton, again, you're 8 to 12. Most areas are going to see 8 to 12 in our region. A little bit south of that, we are going to see lighter accumulations due to just the fact that we are going to see some sleet. All right. I think I pretty much went through all of the comments. I am going to head out. I am actually doing a live shot at 5 o'clock, and then I'll be back in tomorrow morning to be out in the field. So hope you guys tune in. Charlie will have the latest tonight, and I hope you guys all have a great day.